We'll get ready to. Good evening. I hope that you enjoyed your meal. And some of you are still eating, that's fine, continue to eat. But did want to first recognize some special guests that we have with us tonight. We have Dr. Rodney Peterson, our superintendent. We have Jared Dennis, our deputy superintendent. Lori Stacy, our human resource officer from central office. We also have our board chairman, Dr. Kay Allen, Frida Tillman, vice chair, Margaret Bratcher, board member, Harriet Tillett, board member. We have our admin staff here tonight too. Dr. Jonte Hill, our principal, John Coquette, our assistant principal, Rhonda Day, our assistant principal, and Miss Dolly Bradford, our dean of students. Also, Kelly Snow is here with Courier Times. I saw Kelly a few moments ago, appreciate what he does. And we also have Mr. Dave Bratcher with the radio station WRXO in Channel 10. He's filming it. If you have Spectrum, you can watch this event later on at a later date. Just wanted to thank you all for being here tonight. It's a special night for us as we celebrate you, the Rocket Athletes. Quick commercial, real quick. We're starting a new chapter, a new club within Person High School, and Coach Haga had asked me to tell you that we're looking for leaders in that club, student leaders, and it is the FCA Club Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and we're starting that new chapter coming up next season. So if you're interested, see Mr. Haga, Coach Haga, and he'll be glad to walk you through it. His room is 228. I remember the room, Haga. All right, so tonight we celebrate you, Rocket Athletes. It has nothing to do with any of us. We do have some gracious sponsors that have sponsored these awards for years, and we do thank them very much for doing that. First, let me say that everything that we celebrate tonight is because of you. It's because of your parents. And it's also because of an amazing support team that we have that makes the Rocket successful. And we're going to be more successful as we continue to grow. Some of our accomplishments on the field and courts this season were just this. Second place finish in volleyball conference, conference tournament champions in volleyball, second round state playoffs in volleyball, cross country had regional qualifiers, women's tennis had 3 regional qualifiers. We started a women's golf program last season thanks to Coach Lynn Ward. We finished first in conference regular season in women's basketball. We made it to the 3rd round of the state playoffs in women's basketball. We finished second in the conference in men's basketball, made the state playoffs, finished 3rd in the conference in wrestling, had an undefeated regional champion that competed in the states. Softball finished 3rd in the conference, made it to the 2nd round of the state playoffs. And the team that you lost to by 1 run on what we consider controversial pitching calls is still playing. They traveled to Topsail and they're playing in the 4th round. So we lost to a very, very, very good softball team. We had men's tennis, had 2 regional qualifiers. We had 32 all-conference players. We had 1 conference player of the year. We had over 100 academic all-conference athletes. We had 3 conference coaches of the year. We had 2 North Carolina High School Athletic Association's Heart of Champion Award winners. We had 2 North Carolina High School Athletic Association Performance of the Week Award winners. And you see this shiny cup in the front of the podium here. That's the Commissioner's Cup, and we won that this season with the help of the men's basketball program. Coach Dacus and Coach Mark Allen worked hard to make that happen. If you're interested, email me. I can send you the link to the video that won the Commissioner's Cup. They give, just so you'll know what the Commissioner's Cups are, they give 2 per classification in all of the 417 schools in the state of North Carolina. So there's 2 1A, 2 2A, 2 3A, 2 4A. We were one of the 2 3As that received the Commissioner's Cup. Along with the Commissioner's Cup comes with a $1,000 check. That check is earmarked for men's basketball. So what the Commissioner's Cup is, it's what I call see a need, fill a need. And you as a team, coaching staff and players identify a need in the community. You derive a plan to fill that need. The need is filled. Then we in return help you to make a video submission and submit it. And we just pray that we are the recipients. So this year we won it. We got some things in work for next year. So I'd like to submit about 6 or 7 of those to make it a no-brainer that Rockets get it again. Beautiful, beautiful cup. But more importantly than all of those things that I just told you, there's a slideshow that we put together. You see it on the 2 TVs here, and then you also see it on the big screen. Those are just some of the pictures from throughout the season. There are also, at one of those slides, you'll see it's an academic standard, if you will, set by our seniors. And I want to share that with you because I think this is quite an accomplishment. And that one right there, one will do the impossible. Okay? Oh, by the way, do the impossible, DTI. What that stands for is do the impossible. Do what someone doesn't think you can do. Do the impossible. Just do it. Go do it. The academic standards, though, that were set by our seniors were just this. 8 out of the top 10 in our senior class were athletes. 8 out of the top 10. 18 out of the top 25 are athletes. The average GPA for those 18, 4.32. Yeah, absolutely. You think running a hill's tough? You think running suicides are tough? 4.32 GPA is tough, okay? All right. Second consecutive year we had the number one senior in the class was an athlete. Second year in a row. 9 of the top 25 athletes were multi-sport athletes. So that means that they played more than one sport and they had an average of a 4.32 GPA. I just think that's awesome. So tonight, we would like to start the awards night, but before we do that, because of the academic standard that's been set by our seniors, so you underclassmen, it's a challenge to you to do the impossible, to do more than 4.32 next year. I would like for our seniors in the room to just please stand. All seniors just stand. Let's give them a round of applause. That's a great high standard you guys have set, and your continued efforts on and off your field and in your college studies will continue, and you'll do great things as you continue on to make a person proud. Without further ado, we'd like to go ahead and start our presentations of awards. And first up is going to be the Rotary Club, Mr. Bratcher.
Thank you, Jeremy. Quite impressive. Tell you, it's an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to be a Rotarian in the Roxborough Rotary Club, but even more so the opportunity to present this award, the best all-around athlete for boys. Tell you about this young man. He played 3 years varsity starter on football and baseball. Team captain, senior season on both teams. Senior season football, he led the team in total tackles, led the team in solo tackles, and tied for first in interceptions. In baseball, improved his batting average 223% from his junior season to his senior season. In baseball, in his senior season, he led the team in RBIs. In baseball, he finished a career with a 388 on base percentage. And all of this happened while he maintained a 4.43 GPA, 7th in his graduating class, a North Carolina academic scholar, member of the National Honor Society. He'll be attending UNC Chapel Hill next year with an intended pharmacy major. Now, you know, one of my favorite NFL football players is Luke Kuechly of the Carolina Panthers. And you know what happens in Bank of America Stadium when Luke Kuechly makes a really good hit? What do? Ooh. So I think it's only fitting that we consider honoring our honoree tonight with something similar. Would Luke Clayton please come forward? Luke. Congratulations. Appreciate it. Thank you. Going. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think since I was on vacation last year when we did this, that Brent just decided he wasn't going to come to make me have to do a whole lot more of these presentations. Our second presentation is the Rocket Club Best All-Around Athlete for Girls. And the young lady that did this, just like my own kids did, they trailed around behind a bigger sister who played a lot of sports and played in all over the state and all over the region. The young lady tonight who is the Best All-Around Athlete is Haley Long.
Good evening. My name is Dennis Cantor, Marketing Manager for Roxboro Pepsi-Cola. It is indeed my pleasure to present the Pepsi-Cola Most Outstanding and Scholastic Boys. As a father of 4 sons that flourished in Person High School, as well as the Rocket program in various sports, I can contest that I know how hard it is to not only perform on the field, but also to perform inside the classroom. So it is indeed my pleasure and privilege to present Nathan Phillips, the Pepsi-Cola Most Outstanding and Scholastic Boys.
Our next award is the New Way Cleaners Award for the Most Outstanding Girls Scholar Athlete. This young lady, I've known her and her family for quite a long time, and she has done a remarkable job as a tennis player for 4 years, and even more remarkable job in the classroom. I think we need to emphasize the student part of athletes because that carries you when the athletic career is over. Olivia Kafer, will you come and accept this award?
One of the slides that you'll notice that on the board, it's a picture that I have in my office, and it's our ejection-free award that we won out of our region. Just to give you a little bit of insight on that, what that is, that means that we were ejection-free. But we were ejection-free for 2 years in a row. Sportsmanship is a big thing. You know, how you carry yourself on the field a lot and off the field, on the court and off the court, a lot of times is indicative of how you carry yourself off of the field and court. And, you know, when I went to the regional meeting, there are 82 teams in our region. 82, okay, in Region 3. There were only 19 schools that got the ejection-free certificate. We were one of those 19 schools, and I'll just say it this way. We were the only high school in Person County to receive the ejection-free certificate, all right? So I think sportsmanship's a big deal, okay? Yeah, that's what I'm about. All right? I might pay for that. All right, so the J.W. Green Sportsmanship Award for boys this year goes to Mr. Kevin Ale. The J.W. Green Sportsmanship Award for girls goes to Miss Delaney Phelps.
Our next award tonight is the George Works Memorial Award for Excellence in Athletics. George Works was a former athlete at Roxborough High School way back in the 50s and 40s. This award goes back a long time from when the Rocky Club first had a banquet of this sort. The winner for 2018-2019 is Abby Meyer.
Good evening. The Excellence in Cheer Award goes to a varsity senior cheerleader who has cheered all 4 years and who has mastered being an athlete and a student possessing the highest GPA. I am proud to present this award to Miss Aricia J. And I've also had the honor of coaching her since 7th grade, as well as till her senior year.
The Roxborough JC's Most Outstanding Tennis Player for girls this year goes to Jasmine Ibarra.
Good evening. My name is Tyler Wade. I'm the head coach of the women's tennis team. Just to say a couple more words about Jasmine as she's making that long walk back to her table. She was 11-1 in singles and 8-1 in doubles this year. So it doesn't get much better than that. So awesome season for that young lady. And I'm up here to present the Most Dedicated in Tennis Award for girls. And I can honestly say with this young lady on the team, there is never a dull moment. It's always something interesting happening. I'll never forget, it was one of the last bus rides home. And as some of you coaches know, these bus rides aren't the shortest in the world now. And this athlete was never scared to sing Broadway musicals at the top of her lungs for the entire way home. So I can honestly say I don't think I will ever have an athlete like this on the team. The Most Dedicated in Tennis Award goes to Miss Kinley Hazel.
Big guy on stage. All right. Hi, my name is Stephen Poindexter. I'm the coach for the men's tennis team. I'm giving out the award for our most outstanding tennis player for the boys team. This player is one of my favorite guys since I've got to know him, watch him play, and I actually missed a haircut one day helping him get ready for regionals, and I'm wearing this as he's regularly hitting tennis balls all day with me. But the most outstanding tennis player, and I think the rest of my team agrees totally, it's Joby Five. And the next award I've got for the tennis team goes to the most dedicated for the boys tennis team. This player that my team voted on, everyone that gets awards for them. And the guy they voted for this, I couldn't agree more. He's first year playing tennis with us. First time really playing the sport was this year. And if you watched him play any of our matches, he sacrificed his body for every shot he could get. There were times he was on the ground, jumping, getting shot. I mean, it was awesome. It was a beautiful thing to watch. But my most dedicated player this year is Nathan Reed.
Good evening. Before I give out my award this evening, I just want to take a minute and thank the Rocket Club for everything they do for our athletic program. I looked on the back of the sheet here, and I just see all of the great things that we've done that we continue to do. And so I just want to give the Rocket Club a round of applause for all the things they do for us. They make a lot of things happen. I'll be giving the award for girls basketball this evening. And when I got up here 5 years ago, I got up here to give the award, and we had a horrible season. Just horrible. And you come up and give an award after having such a hard season. You give the award and it's great, but it's just not quite as fulfilling as when you have the season that we had this year. And I'm definitely not going to brag. I'm not one to brag, but I am going to brag on the basketball team that we had this season on the girls, because we have such an outstanding group of girls who they don't only get it done on the basketball court, they get it done in the classroom, and that's what it's all about. When I first started coaching, I had to go in the classroom and check on players and talk to players and check grades all the time. This group, I have to do nothing as far as that goes. They get it done, and so that, girls, is absolutely outstanding. That being said, we had a really good season, and because we had a really good season, it made my decision on choosing who the person was going to be for this award very hard. I wish I could give this award to the whole team. I swear I do. Because I think that's one of the reasons why we were so successful. One of the reasons why we were so successful this season was because we played together as a team all the way through and did great things together as a team. But that being said, this is not a team award. This is an individual award. I could have easily, talking about individually, given this award to 3 players on our team. And I really, really, really had to think long and hard on who this award was going to go to. The award is for Roxborough Savings Bank Most Outstanding Basketball Player. We had an outstanding team. Those 3 players were all 3 outstanding, but I had to give the edge to Nadiria Marner.
Good evening. Let me get this straight up. Oh, no. All right. My name is Hogan Carringer, and I am the current Roxborough Kiwanis Club president for 2018-2019. And it is my distinct honor and privilege to give this award to the Roxborough Kiwanis Club Most Outstanding Boys Basketball Player Award to a former student of mine. This young man is receiving this award because he showed up every day, ready to be the best he could be for his team. The last 3 years, his positive attitude led him to earning an all-conference nomination this season. I am honored to present Devon Double D Nelson, the Rocket Basketball Most Outstanding Basketball Player Award. Get to be Brent Rose as well this evening. This young man committed himself to taking on a valuable role for our team, the boys basketball team this season. After missing most of the basketball season during his junior year due to injury, he bounced back and put the team's success first. His commitment was evident in his play, which contributed to the success our team has had. I am proud to honor my former student, Nathan Phillips, for commitment to excellence for Rocket basketball.
Sorry, I'm short. Hi, my name is Morgan Meyer, and I am the head women's coach of the track team. And tonight I am very proud and also very sad to present this award. Sad because it's the last time that I will get to share in a sporting event with this young lady. And I have coached her for the past 4 years, and she has never once let me down or has only exceeded expectations. This year alone, she has set her own personal records, making it to regionals for track, running her best time that she's ran all 4 years of track, and just really showing commitment to the sport, but also being such a team, such a member of the team, and really pulling the rest of the team to work to their best. And so this year's award, a Rocket Club Award for Most Outstanding in Track Events for the girls, goes to Megan Elliott. I also have the honor of presenting the Rocket Club Most Outstanding in Field Events for the girls. And this young lady really showed her all-around athleticism this season and taking on field events for the very first time, showing just how strong and dedicated and determined she really is. It's rare that you see such a young lady with such talents that are really broad and expanding, and she can do whatever she sets her mind to do, and she does it with such dedication and determination that it's really inspiring to watch. So I'm so proud to give this award to Brianna Ramsey.
Sorry about that. I thought I photobombed them. How y'all doing this evening? My name is Rob Rogers. I'm the boys track coach for Person High, and we had a decent season. We finished second in both of the regular season meets that we had this year, and then we in the conference meet, we finished 4th overall in the conference. This next award goes to the most outstanding in track events, and it was really tough trying to figure out who that was going to be because we had guys beat one another every other meet, better times, this and that and the other. But this award goes to Zion Hughes. Zion ran the 800. He was a member of the 4x800 meter relay team. And he also ran the mile for the team. All right, this next award goes to the most outstanding in field events. This young man was a long jumper for us, as well as a high jumper. His best long jump was 20 feet 3 inches, and in the high jump, he jumped 5'10" and finished 3rd in the conference. This young man's name is Tyler Blackwell. All right, one more time. This next award is the Donnie Rogers Memorial Award, Devotion to Track. This young man also ran cross country and also wrestled, so he ran like year round. Every weekend, really devoted to all 3 sports. Logan Bates is this year's participant.
Hello, I am also the cross-country coach for the high school, and this past season was our biggest team that we've had in a long time, which to me is quite an accomplishment, because I don't know anybody who really wants to run 3 miles after school every day, so to get that many students out there and to work so hard together. I think this season, everybody came in at their best time that they've ever had. Each meet, they improved on their times, and they worked so hard as a team. I know the boys team technically finished 3rd in the conference, but there's an asterisk that we don't need to get into that I think we would have finished 2nd. But even just placing in the conference is such a huge accomplishment for the cross-country team, because I know we're not that well known on the map of sports, but this team this year has really rallied together, and one young lady that comes to mind when I think who really led this team this year, who has also ran, just like in track, ran all 4 years, and especially this senior year has really pulled in some of her strongest times, has really worked to rally the team around her, and has been a unifying member of this team since I've been the coach of it, is Megan Elliott. And when I had to pick the award for the boys, all of my senior boys this year have worked so hard and have come so far, and we're just such an amazing group of young men to be around. But one young man in particular always would show up with a smile on his face, no matter how much pain he's in, how much I made him run. He would cross that finish line with a smile, turn right around to encourage the rest of his teammates to finish just as strong as he just did. If somebody was hurting, he was there to, help them along through, would do anything and everything you asked of him, and always with a smile, and always with that just sheer happiness to help and to be there. And I could not be more proud of Logan Bates.
I'll just take the whole mic. How about that? All right. My name is Coach Lauren Weaver. I coach women's soccer. The first award that I would like to give is from the Roxborough Optimist Club, and it is Most Outstanding. Just give me, I'm sorry. Give me a second. I'll just hold it. All right. Sorry. This player, when you look for Most Outstanding in a player, you think of someone who gives it their all. Not only gives it their all for themselves, but they look for leadership within their team. This player plays year-round. She has been an all-conference player since her freshman year. She is also one of those players, when you say most outstanding, they still want more for themselves. They're always asking, hey coach, how can I get better? Hey coach, what can I do? But it's not from the perspective of herself, it's from the perspective of her team and how to make sure that they get better and we all grow as a team. This young lady is definitely a leader within women's soccer, especially from Person County. I'm very proud of her. We're very lucky to have her. No matter what, I think that she is a great representation for Person County. So for the most outstanding, I would like to present this award to Ms. Abby Mayer. I'm not going to touch the mic this time. All right, the second award is represented by the Roxborough Rocket Club, and it is most dedicated. I would like to say about this player that she is absolutely fearless and fierce, but she has a heart of gold. This player is an athlete through and through. I could put her on the field in any position. She knows that I'm going to play her in that one position, though. I could put her anywhere, and she would not complain to me. I've never heard her once argue with me. I've never heard her once be negative on the field towards her teammates or towards me. She's normally the first one at practice, and she's the first one to get on the bus. She's also the last one to leave. I also call her a slowpoke because she takes forever to get her stuff together. But she has finished second in the conference with saves and goals, with saves over 100 as a keeper. So very proud of her for that. With that being said, with most dedication, definitely goes to Alex Chapman.
Good evening. I wanted to congratulate all Rocket athletes tonight, and to the Rocket Club again, thanks for your support. I want to give a shout out to all soccer players here tonight. You had another great season in a really tough conference. I am presenting the Most Outstanding Soccer Player award this evening. This young man took over a very tough position and played extremely hard in every game in practice. This young man has been a leader for his team all season and has defended hundreds of shots on goal in the last 2 years. The Most Outstanding Soccer Player this evening goes to goalkeeper Mr. Francisco Mondragon. The next award this evening is the Dr. Robert G. Fitzgerald Memorial Award for the most dedicated soccer player. Unfortunately, Mr. Robert Fitzgerald couldn't be here tonight. Mr. Fitzgerald has presented this award for many years on this occasion. This player has played as a defender for the last 4 years and has been dedicated to this soccer team behind the scenes, both before, after practice, and games. This year's Dr. Robert G. Fitzgerald Memorial Most Dedicated Player to Soccer is Mr. Ethan Jones. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Farrell. I'm the head softball coach at Person High. And, first off, I just want to thank everybody for your support. Being the first-year coach, a lot of ups and downs you go through. But I think overall, I think we ended on a high note. And I was so proud of the way these girls played this year. And to finish the way we finished and to make it as far as we did, I think we exceeded a lot of expectations. And it's truly an honor to stand up here and lead a group of girls like this. And for our first award, the Roxborough Women's Club Most Outstanding Softball Player, this young lady showed up, in January, ready to roll, hitting the weight room, doing everything she was asked to do. Had no expectations of what anyone could do, but, of anything, she blew everything out of the water. And it's my honor to present the Most Outstanding Softball Player to Miss Lily Davis. And our next award, the most dedicated to softball. Looking at the way things work and, kind of how we start and, with baseball and softball and most of the spring sports, we have a long off season. And to see the work they put in, no matter if it's coming in at the beginning of school or if it's coming in January, as a coach, you really take note of that. And just so happened this year, some unfortunate luck about halfway through the year. Had a pretty devastating injury, and but it didn't stop, this young lady. She continued to show up to practice. She continued to show up to the games. She became our #1 cheerleader, no matter what it was. She became another coach. If at any point we were busy doing something, if we had our backs turned, I think all of us could trust that she could take over and run the practice probably better than we could sometimes. So for that, the most dedicated softball award goes to Miss Peyton Pearsall.
microphone is right here at you. Good evening. My name is Janet White. I'm here tonight to present the second annual Bubba Garrett Most Outstanding Baseball Player Award. My dad loved the game of baseball, and he actually presented this award for many years on behalf of the Roxborough Lions Club. After he passed away, it's been a year ago in March, our family requested that this award have his name on it. So here we are tonight, and I have the honor of presenting this award to an outstanding young man who works very hard and is extremely involved in everything that he does. In quoting Coach Boyette, as a freshman, he was asked to contribute on varsity in a big way. Hitting in the 2-hole for the lineup for most of the season, he led the team with a .333 batting average and had a .313 on-base percentage. On the mound, he threw 14 innings and struck out 14. He always competed and never backed down from a challenge. In the classroom, he works just as hard to ensure he is successful. He has straight A's and continues to push himself to be better every day. This gentleman has earned everything he has received and will continue to accomplish great things on and off the field. It is with great honor that I present the Most Outstanding Baseball Player Award to Mr. Austin Oakley.
Good evening. My name is Kyle Boyette, and I'm the baseball coach here at Person High School. Tonight, the first award I get to present is the Sign Graphics R&S Sporting Goods Commitment to Excellence in Baseball Award. This goes to a young man who dedicated himself on and off the field to be the best that he could be. I think I can count on one hand the number of practices, games, workouts, optional workouts that he missed. He was there all the time leading with how he acted, how he carried himself, and just by the way he represents Person High School. This award goes to Senior Jacob Vaughn. And the second award I get to give out is the Tracy Barker Memorial Baseball Hustle Award. This one could have gone to many different players. In the baseball program, we have a lot of different guys who give their all every single day. But as a coaching staff, we sat down and talked about it, and this young man gave it his all. Just like I said, as a freshman, he was a leader vocally with how he played. He batted leadoff for us, and every single thing that he did, he gave it his all. So this award goes to Caden Goodwin.
It's my pleasure tonight on behalf of the Rotary Club of Roxborough to award the Most Outstanding Football Player plaque. This young man was voted by his team for this honor, which I think is an outstanding opportunity for teammates to recognize one of their own. He had 11 total touchdowns for the season, and he led the team in receptions and receiving yards with over 700 receiving yards. He was the second leading rusher on the team, averaging 6 yards per carry. He was first team Mid-State All-Conference as a wide receiver and as a running back. And against McMichael, he scored a touchdown in 3 different ways. He scored 1 touchdown in receiving, 1 touchdown as rushing, and 1 touchdown in punt return. So it's very obvious why he came to the top as the most outstanding football player for our Rockets this year. He is not able to be with us this year because he is has a commitment tonight for AAU basketball, so he's still busy being an athlete right now. But this award goes to Dre Newman.
For the past 3 years, it's been my honor and privilege to present the Golden Helmet Award for Outstanding Accomplishments in Academic and Athletic Performance to a football player who excels both on the field and in the classroom. And every year, it feels like these student athletes get more and more impressive. Tonight's winner basically had his pick of colleges. He could have gone to Alabama, Clemson, you name it. But he decided to stay here in state, play in our backyard at North Carolina State. Coaches say he has the size of a grizzly bear and the heart of a teddy bear. Unfortunately, he can't be here tonight to accept this, but the 2019 Golden Helmet Award winner is Joshua Harris. Now, this is a bit of a rarity. I think the last time we did this was 30 or so years ago. But we've had 2 players this year who just exemplified what it means to be a Golden Helmet Award winner. Some of the stuff I'm going to say about this young man you've already heard, you've already know. Led the team in tackles, tied for the team lead in interceptions. And I think it might be the first year we have a state and Carolina winner for the Golden Helmet Award. So please come up, Luke Clayton.
The New Way Cleaners' most outstanding volleyball player is described this way by her coaches. She's a leader on the court. It's like having another coach out there to help the girls along. She was a vocal leader. She was a fierce competitor. If you don't know that, you should have seen her when she played volleyball against the best people in the conference. She was a 2-time Player of the Year in the Mid-State 3A Conference. Young lady who's been up here before, Haley Long. And the next volleyball award is one that was established by 2 times in North Carolina High School Athletic Association Volleyball Championship coach Sandy Matthews, who was one of my friends from back when we were in school a few years ago. The Chantel Hobbs Memorial Volleyball Award this year goes to Pamela Hill. So now I'm a substitute attorney for Ben Grissom. He's tied up in court. The Defensive Specialist Award for volleyball, and as I think the volleyball folks in here can tell you, they are very important people. They run around on the court, they're on their bellies, they're flipping balls up with the backs of their hands, the tops of their heads, whatever they can get on it to get it back up so that somebody can knock it down on the other side. For the 2018-2019 Rocky Club Award for volleyball defensive specialist goes to Sarah Boone.
Hello, I'm Justin Ferguson. I coach men's golf. First of all, I'd like to thank the entire community for your support of golf. It's been a transition year for us, losing the golf course and having to travel a little bit more. The good news is we got some young guys, and every single one of them is coming back next year. And one of those young men that sets the bar high for us is he just works hard every day. He has just a beautiful swing. I'm trying to get on his level in playing golf, and I'm going to get him next year. Not quite there yet. I love to have that problem, having a golfer that can pretty much beat me every day, because I haven't had that in a while. This young man is going to get the Marvin Long Memorial Golf Award for Most Outstanding Golf Player, and it is Preston Tenney.
Hello, I am Lynn Warden. I'm the girls golf coach. And I thought it would be interesting. I have 2 awards to give out, but I brought up 3 girls because I thought that would make it more exciting for y'all watching. So 2 of them will get an award and 1 of them will not. So, good job. So, this was our first season, so that means it was our best season ever. We had 8 girls, and I think next year we're going to have about 14 or so. We really had a good time for our first year, and we've learned a lot, and I think next year is even going to be better. The returning girls are already out practicing, so that's going to help us a whole lot. So the first award that I have, I didn't know that this girl wanted to play golf, but last spring she stopped me in the parking lot, and she said, I want to play golf, but only if I can win an award. So our first award winner is Morgan Talley. She is Morgan is wonderful with all of our players and whatnot, and the other girls on the other teams love to play with Morgan because they knew they were going to have a good time. So that's one of our winners, and we'll take the picture together. The other one, there are 2 left. So, the other one is Haley Hawkins. She's our other senior. Haley probably spent more time on the course than anybody else, and she was always wonderful to her teammates, and we're going to miss both of our seniors. So now we got to take a picture. So, I did have something up here. I have another one. So, Savannah Schumacher had our lowest scoring average for the season, which lowest is good in golf. You don't want to have high like a batting average. So that's good. So Savannah Schumacher had our lowest scoring average.
Good evening. My name is Mark Litchfield Jr., and I'm Person High's head wrestling coach. Tonight, I'm presenting 2 awards for this program, the Stephen O'Brien Memorial Commitment to Wrestling Award and the WRXO WKRX Most Outstanding Wrestler. Before I announce the winners of this year's awards, I would like to thank each wrestler for their contributions Each one of them is responsible for the success of this team. Thank you, guys. And by the way, we have a team full of committed and outstanding wrestlers. The first award tonight is the Most Outstanding Wrestler, WRXO, WKRX. This year's Most Outstanding Wrestler Award recipient had a fantastic season with 30 wins, multiple tournament titles, including a 3A Mid-East Regional Championship, qualifying him for the state championship as a sophomore. This year's Most Outstanding Wrestler, Diego Jimenez. The next award is the Stephen O'Brien Memorial Commitment to Wrestling. This year's recipient of the Commitment to Wrestling Award had an awesome season with 34 wins, multiple tournament titles, including a conference championship. He has become a leader of this team and someone the guys look forward to drilling with. The Commitment to Wrestling Award goes to a member of this team who will be truly missed, Justin Breeze.
To be a successful team, you truly have to be a team. Athletics is not usually a single person's opportunity to shine. You belong to the team as a good teammate. You're humble, you're committed, you're helpful, and you're sincere. A good teammate never stops learning, and that bleeds over into their fellow teammates. The Best Teammate Award tonight goes to a volleyball player, Paige Mangum.
It's an honor and privilege for me to be able to present the Logan B. Denton Memorial Award. Some of the awards that you have heard tonight, memorials, things of that sort, if you get a moment, stop by the, Dr. Hill's not going to like me saying this, but stop by the trophy case. It's going to be soon improved, we hope, but stop by, because some of those trophies and awards date back to the 40s. So these things have been given out for a long time. And the recipient tonight of the Logan B. Denton Memorial Award, every time I would get on the mower to mow grass, I would see this young lady running. And one of the sports that she participates in, which I don't know, I guess it's Coach Meyer's slogan, but I love it. It says, our sport is your sport's punishment. And this girl exemplifies that. I think that this is her third award of the night. Please help me bring up Megan Elliott again.
The community pharmacy out-of-season dedication to athletics is given annually by a place where I work, so a little free advertisement for me. And those of you who are athletes and those of you who are parents of athletes know how much a kid spends or a young lady spends running, jumping, shooting, spiking, swimming, pitching. And a lot of this goes on unseen. You know, folks don't always see what goes on in the off season. They see what happens on Tuesday night or Friday afternoon or Friday evening or whenever a sporting event occurs. But the young folks who take the time to make themselves better become better people. And that's one of the reasons we like to sponsor this award. The young man who is the award winner tonight is, he exemplifies what a student athlete he is. He helps that grade point average to get it to where we win awards as a school for our student athletes. He was a member of the FFA, he was in the National Honor Society. He's a senior baseball player going to Appalachian State in the fall. Jacob Fall, come accept this award.
Well, they always save me for last. I'm really not sure why, but I always get to go last every year. My name is Kelly Snow, and I'm sports editor of the Courier-Times, and I'm giving out the Media Athlete of the Year award. And this young lady, y'all have heard her name several times already, and I've seen her play ball now for 4 years, and I could rattle off stats all day about her. I could tell y'all about how she could beat you right-handed, she could beat you left-handed, she could beat you setting, she could beat you hitting. But what I can tell you is this: when the money is on the table and you need a point, you're going to number 12. The Media Athlete of the Year is Haley Long. Now, this young man is very similar to Haley in the sense that he is one of the clutchest kids I've ever laid eyes on. He's hit game winners. He's hit big shots left and right. He was a kid that got benched early on this year, but battled back from that and helped carry the Rocket basketball team to the state playoffs when we weren't sure that was going to happen this year, but he did it. The Media Athlete of the Year is Cameron Brown.
So let's give all of our athletes one more round of applause. One of the best things about the job that I'm privileged and blessed to have is that I get to hang around cool people. I get to hang around people that keep me energized. I get to hang around athletes, and it's just something that I thoroughly enjoy doing. And you guys are going to be missed walking the halls of Person High School. John Wooden said it best. He said, if you do enough small things right, big things can happen. And big things are happening, guys. So we're doing a lot of small things right. Keep doing them right. Thank you for coming out tonight. We appreciate you being here, and go Rockets.
There you go.
Good evening.
Turn it up. Turn it up. Get close to the mic. Breathe into it.
Welcome everyone
I'd like to welcome everyone this evening to our commemorative ribbon cutting to celebrate one of our newest members of the Chamber, Rooted for Life and Open Book Extracts. And we're having a business after hours this evening. I'd also like to recognize our elected officials who are with us. From our county commissioners, we have Jimmy Clayton, Gordon Powell, David Newell, and from the city, our mayor, Marilyn Newell. Thank you for being with us, and I hope I didn't forget anyone. So first, we're going to hear from our two officials with us today. We're going to have Marilyn speak with us for a moment, and David. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Y'all asleep? CBD has put you to sleep, right? No. This is a fun opportunity to come together and to welcome a brand new chamber member, brand new resident of Halls Way, and a new uptown Roxborough business. And we know that Rooted for Life has been here for a few weeks now and has gotten off to a great start. Had the opportunity to visit with them on more than one occasion and bring people by to see what they have to offer. We're just so excited that you chose Uptown Roxborough for your flagship store, and understand that your expansion plans are to have these in many places. So we'd like to know that you started with us and that the model is a beautiful one. We appreciate all that Legacy Builders did to make this location happen. Certainly the folks here at Halls Way, Claudia Bearhill and her family, all of this is a joint effort and a group effort to make this a successful business. I know all of us don't understand everything that the hemp plant and its products can do for us, but I am sure that the education you can receive at Rooted for Life will set you straight. So just know we look forward to learning more about what you have to offer and this brand new industry in our community. We wish you much success and look forward to serving you for years to come. The City of Roxborough congratulates you on your new location. Thank you.
On behalf of the county, I'd like to welcome our new venture. And for those of you that haven't done any research on hemp, there are at least 18 commercial products that come from the hemp plant. And the whole plant can be used for something. And it has hopefully started a new cash crop for our farmers. And even as of today, I was showing some space to a hemp processor that may need some manufacturing facility, and that is the thing that has actually been the bottleneck in the past, is they could grow it, but they didn't have the way to process it. Well, that's getting taken care of. There's already a facility in Louisa Garrett, and I think it's got a lot of promise. And we wish them well. If there's anything the county can do to help further their success, we feel sure we help. Thank you.
I would like to ask Aubrey Rochester to please step forward. We will be doing a ribbon cutting and a presentment of a plaque, but I would love to give you a few moments if you'd like to speak.
Yeah, I'll try. I'm going to get nervous. Thanks everybody for coming out today. We're glad to be downtown Roxborough. Like the mayor said, we wanted the flagship business to be right here in the community that we serve. We are a hemp farm right outside of town. We grow our hemp. We process the hemp right there at the farm and bring it to you. So it's a true farm-to-table operation with traceability. You know where it's coming from. Somebody else didn't grow it. Somebody else didn't process it. Somebody else didn't package it. It comes from our farm right directly to you. What we do is, it's a great thing for North Carolina, because 2 years ago, my cousins dreamed up this plan. This is our third year of growing. The first 2 years were a pilot program in North Carolina. So we grew a small tract, different strains to see what grew in North Carolina. But this past December, the Farm Bill passed, and now it's legal to grow hemp in all 50 states. So you'll see a lot more of it out there. This is a great thing not just for Roxborough, the people of Roxborough, but Person County, just like this gentleman here said, it's going to be a good cash crop for the farmers. It's great for North Carolina, and the bigger picture is great for the earth, because hemp you can do so many things with. He said 18 things. You can do over 2,500 different products out of hemp. And so we're going to go over each one by one. Y'all ready? We're going to break it down basically. Hemp is the only plant that you can feed yourself, clothe yourself, house yourself, and heal yourself. And here at Rooted for Life, we're focusing on the healing part, but there's so many other things, just the tip of the iceberg of what hemp is going to do. We're just focusing on the healing part. The way we process our oil here is a little bit different than other people. We don't run a solvent through it or chemicals. We do it all naturally. It's a whole plant, full spectrum, liquid infused product. We infuse it with a little bit of time, heat, pressure, and a lot of love into an organic coconut oil, and that is really all that is in our base product. It's just North Carolina cannabinoid enriched hemp and organic coconut oil. And then from that, we can make all the other products here. We have a tincture, pain salve stick. We also have a beauty line for the ladies. It's great for your skin. I can't tell you that it's going to treat, prevent, or cure any disease, because the FDA won't let you do that. But if you do any research, like this man here said, then we have numerous testimonials of people that tell you what it's really greatly known for is an anti-inflammatory, and that's where most of your pain comes from. It's great for insomnia. It'll help you sleep through the night, not necessarily make you sleepy, but help you sleep through the night. It's great for anxiety, and I have a lady that buys it every month for her son that has post-traumatic stress disorder, and I have a sister-in-law that takes it for postpartum depression.
I got proof.
So yeah, it's just good for everybody all the way around. But we're glad everybody came down tonight. The other part I want to say about growing it at the farm and bringing it to you, the big thing about it is traceability. Like I told you, you won't be able to see it. And that's what we call an open book concept. Our parent company, we were a different company for 2 years, and now we partnered with a company out of Cleveland, Ohio, that is nationwide. They have dispensaries all over the country. The name, our parent company is Open Book Extracts. What that means is they want to be traceability there, transparency. You want to know where your product came from, how it was made, and how it got to you. So that's what we're really focusing on. Like I said, we are building a large facility out here on Lucy Garrett Road, a processing plant. So not only are we going to process our hemp, but the other farmers in the county can bring their hemp to us, and we can process it into what they would like, or you can do a white label you can buy from us. Just, again, we're just at the beginning right now. So, again, thanks everybody for coming out. The one thing you will see, Rooted for Life is the store. And inside the store, we're going to have different lines. Right now, we have the Rooted product. The next thing you're going to see coming out really soon is called Woven Earth. And this is going to focus on being all natural, just like what we're making right now, but to add on top of that, it's going to be a biodegradable packaging. So, we're really looking after the earth, So Woven Earth is going to be pure, natural, organic, full spectrum hemp oil. One earth, one family, woven together. It's going to be the motto there. And then for Rooted to Life, our motto is, we're rooted in nature, rooted in history, rooted in passion, rooted in Roxborough, rooted in the earth, and we are rooted for life. So if you have any questions about any CBD products, I'll be glad to give you information on all the benefits of it and see what we can do to help you. So thank you again for coming out. Hope I didn't mess up too bad. Tell all your friends to come see.
First, we want to present you this plaque. So I'm the chair of the Chamber Board, and I would like to present this to you. It's recognition and celebration of your ribbon cutting today for Rooted for Life. So congratulations. We appreciate you being a member and establishing your business here in Roxborough and Person County.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now the fun
Thomas.
to help with that.
Come over here.
I'll get you scissors.
And like I say, working here at Rooted, you know, a lot of people say working with people like working with your family, and it is an atmosphere like that, but these guys really are my family. Thomas is my family, Farmer's my family, so it is a family operation.
Come right this way. Step right here behind the ribbon. Take hold of the big bow. Hold on to listen to our director out there. Squish in close.
Now do a fake cut first.
Fake cut
Gonna do a
first.
fake cut.
Fake cut first.
Yeah, like you're, look at her.
Right here.
And smile. There you
Big
go.
bow. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, now let's do the real
Real
one.
cutting.
Ready?
Yes. Go
2,
ahead.
3.
You do. Yes, souvenir. We would like to thank everyone who came out tonight to join us on this great celebration. Please hang out. We have great food here to enjoy, and please go in and enjoy the store and take a look around. And thanks again for your new membership to the chamber and for your business here and your support for Whitesboro Person County.
Thank you. Everything's 10% off tonight. We do have, it's a free raffle. You don't have to buy the ticket. But whoever didn't get a raffle ticket, we're raffling off 4 of the boxes here with some full-size product as well as samples. And then we have samples here you can try.